Hello again. Part of that, we were just reading the other day, part of that thing about how it takes older people longer to come up with stuff sometimes,
Thank you.
is that we have more stuff in our heads. More stuff to sort through before we find what we're looking for.
Nice compliment.
Okay. Recently, I went into the office of an acupuncturist, and I was waiting for my appointment, and he brought me out a piece of paper. And he said, you might be interested in this. And it's just a little diagram about suffering and pain. And basically, he's outlined things that he says cause suffering and pain. There's physical pain, there's social conflict, fear is an emotional thing, and then despair, which comes from spiritual origins. And these are things that cause suffering, and he says this is harder to deal with. And I looked at his list, and just initially I made a little grid on it, and I started writing down the things that one could do to counteract these things if we experience them. And then I noticed that despair was the longest list. And it listed things like dispirited or lack of hope. We question the meaning of our lives, life after death, not being forgiven by God. This person is, I think, a Greek Orthodox, but not reconciling with others was another one. The possibility of physical or spiritual pain and losing the spiritual connection. And I also had a conversation with my daughter-in-law recently, and she said, oh, the Catholic Church is very good. They have all these retreats we go on and so forth and so on. And she's very happy with her church and with her religion. But as I made this list, the first thing I said that we could do to counteract despair is to forgive. Forgiveness. And the second thing is prayer. Then I also had meditation, which prayer is a form of meditation too. Going on a pilgrimage or a retreat. And then there are other little things that we could do, music therapy. And by music therapy, I'm just saying play some music that you love and it has a therapeutic effect on you. Aromatherapy, physical exercise, talk therapy. Find somebody to talk with that you can trust that will listen to what you have to say and just be there for you. Massage. A gratitude journal. How many of you have a gratitude journal? See, I mean, that's just a wonderful way of getting yourself back to what's real in your life and what's important and the things that you really have to be grateful for. Do something. Just doing something, just accomplishing something increases your self-esteem, makes you feel better about yourself. Also, longer-term things, I said, attend church. You know, not everyone has a church home, and I think you're so fortunate if you feel like you go to a place where you are part of the community. You see people in the community. Not all of us are going to like everybody that comes to this church, or any church or anywhere we go, but and that, you know, that starts with your family. There are always people that you have more of a challenge with and people that are easier to get along with. But how fortunate we are if we have a place that we can go where we feel like we're part of the community, where we feel like there are people who will listen to us and help us to pass on this cup of despair, whatever it is that we're feeling that's causing us not to feel good. Volunteering, that's another great way of getting yourself out of despair. Find somebody that needs something worse than you do and help them, whether it's a soup kitchen or Meals on Wheels, delivering meals to elderly who are shut-ins, or whatever it is. You can always find somebody that's so grateful that you came into their life. And that in itself will certainly get rid of our low